Hey everyone, this video I would like to share like an idea that's consistent with the last one about the last straw that breaks the camel's back. This one kind of like on a similar vein about the hormonal strength, right? So with a human system, you know, our hormone, like for women, peaked at about 17, 16, 18, and then for men it's like 20 to 21. You know, that's why in the old days, women started to have children at a very young age. I mean, physically, hormonally, that's like ideal. You know, and nowadays, women have birth a lot in the 30s and early 40s. You know, so you produce a batch of humanity that's like relatively different in terms of the strength, because at the age about 20 to 30, your hormones start to dip. So you look at like from birth up to about 17, 18, 20, your hormone peaked. Like all your glandular system works ideally during this age, right? And then from 20 maybe to the late 20s, depending on your lifestyle, you know, it may just like going sideways. And then after that, it's mostly about lifestyle and how well you care for your body. But of course, everyone is born with a certain amount of inner constitution. You know, you have strong parents or super strong parents that conceive you at the ideal time. Then the child would have like super good DNA. And then if you're like mom is weak and not properly nourished, which is quite common nowadays, then the child will come up weak, right? So if the mom is toxic, chances are the child is also relatively kind of toxic, you know, and that's where you see children start to have like skin rashes at a very early age, and some of it is also diet, because food, getting nutrient, I'm not talking about food, I'm talking about nutrients, getting your body properly nourished is very important. And the thing is like, a carrot today is not the same carrot as it was 50 or 70 years ago. The amount of nutrients in a carrot today is probably like 1/50th or 1/70th of what it used to be. So we're actually eating a lot of food just to fill our tummy. We're not really like eating food to get proper nourishment, because we have to be a lot more picky and a lot more conscious of this aspect of it. So when the hormone start to dip in your late 20s for a lot of people, you know, then your lifestyle is the most important part of the impact. You know, like if you're still drinking and doing drugs and living kind of like a hard life, stressful life, like, you know, in the 20s is difficult, right? You know, many people transition from school to like a career, and you need to prove yourself and you know. So a lot of people kind of lose a lot of their inner resources in their 20s. And then by the time you hit 30s onward, you know, you're basically experiencing a decline. So how steep that curve is in terms of like how badly your body starts to decline, depending on mostly on style. I mean, mostly on lifestyle, stress level, the nutrition, and all that. So, and then the aspect of toxicity, it takes time to accumulate. You know, because if you just eat and live the normal life or whatever, like eating the normal food, your body will accumulate a certain amount of toxicity. And then with time, it just keeps adding on, you know, until you, until you get to that point, you know, where you become hip about detoxing your body and about, you know, maybe eating food that's cleaner. You know, even if you eat meat, you know, there's a huge difference between an organically grown and properly grown meat versus, you know, industrial meat, right? So there's a lot of things to pay attention to. Yeah, and I don't want to make it so complicated, but the fact is that everything in our reality is toxic. Yeah, that in a way is pretty scary, because pretty much everything you touch, like from the bottled water you buy, from the lotion, the shampoo, the toothpaste, and the, you know, the air conditioning that's coming at you in the car or whatever, all of it has something in it. So it's just a matter of like, how strong is your liver? You know, how strong is your immune system and your body's ability to move it out of your body that will determine how much you can maintain your health. You know, and the other factor is that when your internal organ strength and the glandular strength start to decline, then you will experience a quicker process of what we call aging. That is important to understand. You know, aging is not like, oh yeah, I'm 50 or 60, therefore, you know, I lose muscle mass and I lose my hair and all that stuff. That is, at some level, part of it. But then, a lot of it is just as a result of the decline in your internal function. And in the next video, I'd like to talk about the importance of qi, because that is another very important piece, right? So, because qi is a thing that qi is the thing that nourishes your whole being. It makes you who you are at this present moment. And all the other things are structures. You cannot separate them. They all work together and kind of mix in the soup. But then if you remove qi out of the element, nothing works. It's that important. I mean, you can remove your thyroid and your adrenals and you still live. Maybe not so well, but you can still live. But then if you remove qi from the system, you die. That's how important it is, right? So, but then it's one aspect that we never talk about, nor do we do anything for it. We just assume that, yeah, I wake up and have a cup of coffee or green juice, you know, I'll get pumped up with qi. Okay, anyway. You know, we're saving that for the next video. But the hormonal system and the internal organs, once they start to decline, depending on how quickly they do, that will determine the state of your well-being or unwell-being. And then for some people, I mean, you can look at them, and then look at them 5 years later, you can see like, wow, it's like an amazing amount of decline. And that happens nowadays more and more often, simply because the level of stress is much higher. So stress, you know, like how they say, is the #1 killer. Yes, it is. So, and then everything that we do, like with the herbs and the tonics and all that stuff, to just help to slow down that process as much as possible. A lot of it also depending on the quality of herb that you use, just like the quality of your food, to nourish your body. You know, and then there is a way to kind of reverse that process by rebuilding the strength of your glandulars and your internal organ. and that comes with like practice qigong and herbs and food and reduce stress, and then some other factors. But then these four things are like probably like the most important aspect of this whole process. So the hormonal system and the function of the internal organ system is very important. Something that we don't look at it from that perspective, because from the Western idea, it's like it's all about the muscle, all about how you look. A lot of guys, they can look very big, but then their core is hollow. So like in the East, they spend a good amount of resources or practice to build the core, and then like you can exercise or whatever to enhance your health. But your health is not in the muscle, it's in the core.